Go, Andy. Go, Andy. Go, Andy. Go, Andy. Go. Yay!
Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. Thank you so much for coming to my channel and checking out this video. Thank you so much for your time. I truly do appreciate it. Whether you watch this video, just like it, subscribe to my channel. Thank you. I am so thankful for you. I had finished watching True Detective Season 1 about a week or so ago. I wanted to come back to talk about it. Like I said in the last True Detective video I did, I know that that season has been broken down by the best of them. I want to give my perspective on episode 7, the penultimate episode of season 1, After You've Gone. This, like so much of the season, is an example of greatness and a masterclass in storytelling. How things are basically connected to other things. Small details become larger details. Small details make you think about the larger ideals. That is so much on display in episode 7. Like, there's so much that happens in this episode. When I watched this again, there was little things that I didn't notice that basically just like, it blew my mind that I didn't realize that the first time watching it. And I think that speaks to the greatness of season 1 of True Detective, because this season was so great. There's 2 scenes that I want to talk about. There's really one scene that in particular I truly want to focus on. I want to start off with the scene with Miss Dolores when Rust and Marty go and visit her. This scene shed so much light on the entire season and a lot of the concept of True Detective for me. It's just so interesting that this woman, Miss Dolores, who is probably the Tuttles and the Childresses, basically their help, is the one who shed so much light for me. Outside of this, it kind of makes you think, if we look into the help for so many of these people, imagine the dark secrets that we could find. But unfortunately, the help probably doesn't get a lot of the shine that they should. The fact that Miss Dolores was found and Miss Dolores was spoken to, this scene was a great touch. The acting, the things that they did, the little things that they did, greatness. This scene was so great to me. The scene is truly capped, and it becomes just that. This part right here, when Miss Dolores sees the symbols, Russ asks her about them. She says, "You know Carcosa." She adds onto it. To me, watching this for the second time, this line is basically what brought it all together and connected it to me. When Miss Dolores said, "Him who eats time," for me, I'm pretty sure a lot of other people probably got this. They understood this concept right off the bat. But for me, that made me understand that this season was about lost time and things that eat time, a time eater. That line was just so powerful to me. The way that it was delivered by the actress, she also showed that she had been robbed time. She was clearly sick. She wasn't all there. And also her family, she had lost time with her family. Her families wouldn't come to visit her. There was only really one person who was there for her, and she wasn't really even there for her out of the goodness of her heart. She was just kind of there for her. But everybody else thought she was crazy. So Miss Dolores had lost time because of her association with the Tuttles and the Childress family. That he who eats timeline was so powerful. Put a lot of Marty and Russ in perspective as well. They had lost time. Russ lost time with his daughter, his ex-wife, people in general, because Russ didn't understand how to be with people. He didn't understand how to communicate properly. He saw things so much differently. He lost a lot of time. He lost time when he was undercover. When he was deep undercover, lost his mind. He didn't know if things were truly real. Marty lost time with his family because the job became something too harsh for him. He tried to find other ways to break it down, and he lost time with his family. He lost time with his wife and his girls. There was just a lot of lost time, and Miss Dolores brought it together. It was just amazing. And then if we look at Errol Childress, he truly was a time eater. Errol Childress was the big bad. He was the bad guy of season 1. We had only seen him one time before then. We saw him one time in this episode, and then we saw him again in the season finale. If you noticed, whenever Errol was in it, he was robbing time to a degree. In his first appearance, he robbed time from Rust and Marty because they ended up looking for the wrong person. Yes, it was a coincidence, but still, I look at Errol Childress as a time eater. In the 7th episode, he robbed time from Bilbo and Papani. I think that's how their names are pronounced. He robbed time from them. They were asking him questions. They had that guy right there. Another coincidence, they basically just drove off. He was a time eater. He robbed time from Russ and Marty. He robbed time from the innocent women and children who he unalived. A true time eater. The concept of time and the way in which they do this in this first season is so good. The way in which they bring things together, and also it doesn't feel forced. I said in the last video, I'll say it again, I enjoyed season 4, but it truly felt like in season 4, some of the stuff they were doing was pushed on us. It was forced on us. Well, in season 1, everything flowed so well. Everything was done so well. I don't think you can put enough superlatives on this first season. You can't give enough superlatives. This episode 7 in season 1, the penultimate episode, After You've Gone, it was just something special. It tied so much of it all together. As much as it tied everything together, it still gave you more. It made you want more coming into the 8th episode and the season finale. And that's something that is great about a penultimate episode. It should always make you want to anticipate and be excited for the season finale. It should tie everything together. If it just kind of happens and you're like, oh, okay, that's cool, then it did not do what it was supposed to do. And this did what it was supposed to do. Just great. I truly did love this first season. Watching it again made me love it even more. I'm still excited for season 5. I think they can kind of get some things together. They can tie some things together. And they can make season 5 really good. And I actually have some ideas for season 5. I put it on the internet. I know you're not supposed to let your ideas go, but I'm going to put it out there again. I pushed this to Issa Lopez. I'm going to push it to her again. This is my idea for season 5. So this is my pitch for season 5 of True Detective. What happens is season 5 of True Detective would take place in Atlanta in the early 2000s. It would revolve around a police unit called the Red Dogs. The Red Dogs have history in Atlanta. They're storied in Atlanta. They have been considered a corrupt police organization. What I would want this season to do is it would center around a unit, possibly 2 Red Dog officers, 2 corrupt Red Dog officers that stumble upon a drug ring. Because the Red Dogs were notorious for drug busts. That's what their job was to bust dealers in Atlanta, get dealers out of Atlanta. The Red Dogs would stumble onto a drug ring, and that drug ring would be connected to a cult or a religious organization that exists outside of Atlanta. This would take inspiration from Dwight York and his compound outside of Atlanta. This religious organization would worship a creationist god over here, Yakub. I've talked about Yakub before on my YouTube. I think Yakub would be a great cosmic entity to focus a season of True Detective around. Especially it taking place in Atlanta, you could get some of that surrealism, some of that true, like, really weird stuff, because really weird stuff does happen in Atlanta. That is my pitch. Just a starting pitch. I need to work on it, but that's my pitch for season 5 of True Detective. Issa Lopez, if you see this, you don't have to give me credit, but if you see this, just, hey, use it. Use it. I think it's a great idea. It's a bad idea, but it's a great idea too. I'm really excited for season 5, whatever they do. I hope they're able to tighten some things up, get some things in order so it's better. Let me know what you think of my pitch. What are your true thoughts on season 1? Is this really one of the greatest seasons of TV ever? I think it is personally. I think it was a masterclass. What do you think of True Detective season 1? What do you think of the pitch? Thank you so much again for taking time to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. I really appreciate any support you guys give on these videos. Thank you. Have a good one and continue to be blessed.